Infrastructure is key to the development of any society or nation. In fact, infrastructure is the basic physical and organizational structures, facilities, and systems needed to serve a country, city, and other areas necessary for its economy to function.
If you don't put infrastructure anywhere, you can never put development. Development doesn't hang in the air. Development is anchored on infrastructure. If you don't have roads, you don't have electricity, you don't have water, then you are developing a bush. And the only thing you can develop in a bush is agriculture. And even that, you need road to take people to the farm and bring out their products.
The dearth of sustainable infrastructure to drive 21st century economy and businesses, especially in developing countries, is the reason for the strong case for increased infrastructure spending in Africa and elsewhere. This is because investment in basic sustainable infrastructure is essential to improving the living standards for people, communities, cities, and states.
Smart Delta.
In Nigeria, the cry for government to address the infrastructure deficits is unabating. The reason being that good infrastructure is essential to eradicating poverty, aid industrialization, as well as provide opportunities for economic growth, employment, and sustainable development. Little wonder the Senator Ifeanyi Okowa-led administration holds the strong view that infrastructure development is critical for economic diversification and inclusion. Roads are critical in this respect. At the last count, the Okowa-led administration has built and/or rehabilitated about 308 roads across the state.
Right now, the people of Delta State call him the roadmaster. And the only reason why they do that is because of the number of roads he has constructed, the number of roads he has rehabilitated. In his 3.5 years in government, there is no local government area that he has not touched.
When it came in, things were difficult, wasn't easy. Putting all that into consideration, I think the government is doing very, very well about concerning roads. And that's why you hear people call the governor roadmaster. I think he's doing very well.
Most of the roads that Okowa has constructed is part of prosperity for Deltans because motorists are using the road, motorcyclists are using the road, even most farmers are using the roads to transport their farm produce. So anybody who says that Okowa has not done well is just being biased.
The administration also completed the second lane with a bridge on the old Lagos-Benin Expressway in Abo. The road now has installed street lights for improved visibility to aid night driving and travelers. This has improved the aesthetics of the area as well as ease traffic along the axis.
Far back 3 years ago, Lagos-Aba road is just like a rural area, but now I admire the way the road being constructed, putting traffic light, street light. So say Governor, Lagos continue protecting him and leading him to the next level.
I want to thank Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa for constructing the road for us. I want to say I'm very grateful.
Our governor, Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa, otherwise known as Ekweme, he always do what he promises to do. He have done many roads, including this one.
Since where the road spoiled before, many people don't die with Okada. Before Okowa can't repair it. Now nobody get their accident for the road again. They put traffic light, Okowa they try. Who say not try, God will punish them. No vacancy for anybody than Okowa. 9 get on 2019.
Worthy of mention is that communities located in the deep waters of the Atlantic Ocean like Borutu, Okrenkoko, Ogidigme, Oproza, Ogula, Ode-Shekiri that were long forgotten now have internal roads, while others are still under construction.
As of today, we are doing 2 major roads within Okrenkoko town. We are doing a road in Ogidigme. We are doing a road in Oproza. We are doing a very long road in Ogulaha from Obotobo to Sekibolo to Yokri that we are doing. We are building roads in Burutu town. So all these had tended to encourage people.
1999 till 2015, we have not had any road constructed in the riverine communities of Delta. No one road. Today, I can tell you that if you go to Oporoza in Baramatu Kingdom, there is a road that is going on. If you go to Ekerenkoko, there is a road that is going on. If you go to my village, Sokibolo, Yokri, Obotobo 1 and 2, there is a road of 19.7 kilometers going on. The governor of this state, Senator Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa, is God sent to us as riverine people.
There are other notable roads such as the Cable Point Road in Asaba, Mission Road in Bomodi, Udovori Road in Patani, MPA Road in Warri, and many more with contracts awarded and at various stages of completion.
Is doing brilliantly well. In my place, I will return unopposed because of what His Excellency has done in my constituency. And not only my constituency, all around in the state. He has done very well, he has performed, and that's why Deltans, they want him back.
Everyone can testify to the fact that he has turned the entire Delta State reconstruction site under the Smart Agenda program, and we believe that the infrastructures he's putting in place now will stand the test of time.
Delta State is transformed in all ramifications, and that's the characteristics of Governor Okowa. We are proud of him.
Gallop through this road that time. Since Okowa don't enter, say then walk this road. As he did to learn, as they say, so this kekana and the year and the something there, I never go mechanic. I know they vote for anybody. I mean, I go come out to vote for Ifeanyi Okowa.
Commission this road for the use of the people of Warri North local government area and beyond, to the glory and praise of God the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost.
The administration paid serious attention to drainages and spurs during road construction to convey storm water whenever it rains.
Before now, this road was completely deplorable state. It was an earth road. It's not rehabilitation, but total reconstruction, which you can see with drains on both sides. And 2 discharge points, one at the end, and the other one about 10 meters from the sharp bend at the end of this section. And so it's fully completed.
Unfortunately, most roads and motorways in our cities suffer this fate. That is, lack of proper drains. In Delta State, however, the Okowa-led administration is changing the narrative as it is confronting this challenge head-on by building storm drainages to de-flood Asaba, the capital city, and gutters along the smaller roads for the city to remain dry and last longer.
Calabar have a very good drainage system, and that is what I've seen in this Asaba today. It gives joy. The very first I saw them on that project, I just thank God. I say I thank God for our governor. I thank God for this project. Okowa is one of the best governors I have seen so far.
I must applaud the administration of His Excellency Senator Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa. He has really done a lot in ensuring that flooding in the capital city and in Delta State most especially is taken care of.
Whenever it is raining, the road is no longer useful, you know, because of the flood and the rest of it. But today, as I talk to you, whenever it's raining now, people can drive freely on the roads. We don't have problem of flood any longer. Okowa have always been a good person, and he have been doing well for not only in this arbor. If we go to other places like Warri, all those areas, people talk good of him.
Beyond the rebuilding of critical roads, the Okowa-led administration has completed the upgrade of the runway of the Asaba International Airport and other ancillary infrastructure preparatory to reinstating its operational license.
Governor Okowa has a track record, and his track record is fantastic. You can see the airport, which we have been managing before. He have turned that airport like an international airport. Even me, I'm from Anambra. I normally travel from Enugu. But now, I travel from Delta. Okowa is a fantastic governor. You have done very well.
One of the challenges Delta State had before is that if we have investors who are coming over to Delta State and they want to travel back, you know, they have to travel down to Lagos to go and do that. But having airports here in Delta State will now reduce the stress and makes it easier for them.
Before now, coming to this airport was disastrous. We used to call it the most unsafe airport, trust me. You know, but after learning today, I can say it's safe. And it's going to boost our economy in the sense that we have the likes of Anambra people, the Onitsha people who might want to travel, go to Lagos for their businesses, so thereby they are creating more money for Delta State.
The Director General of the Nigeria Civil Aviation Authority NCAA, Ahmed Mukhtar, came on an inspection visit to the airport to see things for himself. After he was done, this was his verdict.
We are very, very impressed. After going around, we have seen a lot of work has been done on the runway, and we believe that will meet the international standard and best practices.
Smart Delta. Welcome to Delta. My Delta, my Delta. Welcome to Delta. My Delta, my Delta. Come live in Delta. Come invest in Delta. Come explore the potentials of our state. You better run, come to Delta State. Come and see the good things where Okowa they do. You better run, come to Delta State. Come and see the good things where Okowa they do. I see your job and work creation in Delta. Make the youth say them higher. Okowa. I see good roads everywhere in Delta. Make the people say them cola.
Good infrastructure attracts continental and global events. This is an indisputable fact, as was recently witnessed in the state when the newly completed Stephen Keshi Stadium, Asaba, was host venue for the recently concluded Confederation of African Athletics (CAA). The completion of the Stephen Keshi Stadium made it possible for 52 countries, 800 athletes, 280 officials and 115 foreign journalists to converge on Asaba.
Just about last 2 months ago, we witnessed the Olympic program that took place in Asaba Stadium. That stadium has been abandoned for over the years, but under 6 months, he was able to put it right. And the whole world, about 54 countries in Africa was there, and everybody sang a very good music.
It may interest you to know that stadium project was initiated 18 years ago and abandoned. But it took Governor Okowa less than 6 months to put it together. Today, it's a touristic infrastructure for Delta State.
The stadium it has created a kind of a recreational center for the state. People can have a fun place to go to. It's a good one. I really give the governor a thumbs up for that.
The president of the International Association of Athletics Federation IAAF, Lord Sebastian Coe, who graced the opening ceremony of the CAA, commended the Delta State government for building an excellent infrastructure.
We could not survive as a sport without infrastructure. And to you, Governor, thank you for your commitment and your vision to leave behind a legacy after these championships that will serve young people in this area, in this region, in this country for many, many years to come.
In the education subsector, the state government has invested heavily in an e-library, which is a backbone for research for both post-primary and secondary schools. This facility was a bold statement from government that it was prepared to invest in the future of Delta youths. Nigeria's Deputy Senate President Ike Kweremadu, flanked by Governor Kowa, alongside other dignitaries, commissioned the facility for use.
I just want to appeal to our citizens to embrace education, embrace learning, take full advantage of this facility and be able to enhance themselves. Knowledge, they say, is power. So Governor, have empowered our people by bringing this library to completion, and I'm happy you did.
When this government came in place, the governor took it head on, and today we are seeing this magnificent structure. It is not just a library, but it is an e-library.
Couple of months down the line, trust Smart Delta Media to not only want to know more, but also bring the facts to the living rooms of Deltans and Nigerians. So, we took the library in piecemeal X-raying all sections with a view to finding out how they aid reading culture, research and studies.
Our reading rooms are very, very okay. They are first of its kind in the country. From what we have seen, not just for Deltans, because we have a lot of persons who came to visit the state for one or two other appointments, they decided to register with the library. So I would want to say that the governor has actually provided a very conducive atmosphere for reading and research.
You know, it's a modern library. I've traveled wide, both America, London, everywhere. I've seen the way the library is. So this is close to what we have in UK and in America and other places too.
As a lecturer that I am, I usually write a lot of books and I do a lot of studies, and so when I came across this library I was really excited. And then when I got into the library, I looked at the facilities, the books that they have, and then the ambience of the place, and for me it was really cool.
The first day I came here I was looking for a book on gynecology, and I was surprised to find it like gynecology on its own. It was very helpful. It's more better than the school library.
The chief librarian, Mrs. Rosemary Abel, proudly talks about the EBISCO host facility that enables the library connect other libraries globally to access e-books, journals and other publications.
EBISCO host is the largest area of library materials. That is, when you go into our e-library section, you can subscribe to anything in academics from A to Z. I want to thank the governor of Delta State, Senator Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa, for this edifice you are in now.
Students and teachers of the Moore Grammar School in Ole in Isoko land are full of expectation, even as they bask in the euphoria of their new school structure, which houses multiple classrooms and laboratories. It's a model school built by the state government.
I've just gone round because it's somewhere I've seen this type of school. I think the work is good, particularly the doors that we saw. The doors are very high quality, and I'm impressed with that.
Smart Delta. These efforts are also being replicated in the 6 technical colleges across the state, where all the structures have been improved with workshops, classrooms and laboratories properly equipped for teaching and learning.
One of its cardinal points is technical education, and you can't do so without infrastructure. Rehabilitating them, the schools that they met, giving them a lease of life, renewing the infrastructure and upgrading them will give them the capacity to cope with the technical education. I'd like to commend him on that.
I know some of things in part of motor vehicle, and I can be able to do some of them. I will say very big thank you to Governor Okowa for bringing more this type of education in our school and bringing more practical equipment that we can be able to use. We thank him very much.
I want to appreciate Governor Okowa for this great work he has given to us, as in the opportunity to learn more of our education, especially in automobile.
There's one place state government has really done well, is paying our salaries promptly. That's thumbs ups for them. Compared to some other states we hear about, the state government is doing very well.
The basic and tertiary institutions are also not left behind, as their infrastructures are also being upgraded and re-equipped for quality teaching and learning.
With this new structure, people have started to migrate from other schools because it's a beautiful structure, attracting the interest of the young ones at school. The governor, the entire kingdom is praiseworthy, thanking him for his effort, because this is the first time we have felt the impact of government. He has represented Delta North properly.
I would like to commend His Excellency Senator Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa for bringing in this initiative. Students are becoming entrepreneurs by this initiative. As you can see, I'm in this department to acquire a skill, so that when I leave school, even if there is no job, I can see how something doing.
We have 3 floors now. When we remove this other one, we now have 1, 2, 3, because the other one was, we lowered it down.
So how many floors? I'm not saying how many story building, like 4.
Yeah.
A government must be proactive in serving its people, and the Okowa-led administration has proven this as it embarks on building a befitting and functional secretariat for its workforce.
On our assumption of office, we realized that most of the ministries, departments and agencies were scattered. So as a government, we believe that there is need to build a befitting secretariat for the civil service. The advantages are all the ministries will be warehoused here. That, in our view, will enhance efficiency and service delivery.
The secretariat building as it is today will be accommodating 28 different ministries, and it will also serve as a one-stop shop for government activities, and it will be equipped with the state-of-the-art facilities, thereby making work less drudgery and more interesting.
The supervising engineer explained to Smart Delta some features of the magnificent edifice.
This is a 5-star project. In this building we have crèche, we have also hospital, we have business centers, we have bank spaces, and we also have sewage treatment and water treatment, which you can't find it in any of the ministries around.
The people are ecstatic about the prospects of having government businesses in one-stop location. This has also provided jobs. Listen to this identical twin testimony and more.
It's a project that have created job opportunity for all Deltans. At least this job have been able to put food on the table of all Deltans. Most of the Deltans that are here. I can assure you that the governor have the heart of the people in mind. And since we started this project last year, he has been coming here, encouraging us, and he has been pleased with the job that has been done so far.
I want to praise His Excellency for what he has done here, for making his promise to come to pass. I wish him best, and I wish him he should not give up on what he's doing.
The project started since last year. Many of our youths are engaged in working. It reduced many of the crises in the community, in the town. Our governor is really doing so well, because I know at the end of the project, many of us that are the youths in this town, I think our life will change.
In the area of commerce and trade, the Okowa-led administration has also built modern markets in Bomodi, Orerokbe, Owalero, and other places. Apart from discouraging street trading, these markets have boosted the revenue base of local governments as levies and taxes are collected.
It's a good thing that the government has built the market for us, and it will increase our the business of trading in the community. We welcome other people who are here because we believe that only Okpe people cannot develop the town. I have made the priest of Okpe Kingdom, so we love him. He has been doing a lot for us, so we appreciate what he's doing for us.
The Okowa-led administration has demonstrated that building infrastructure is definitely not all about brick and mortar, but rather there are also the building blocks of mental infrastructure, which border on the social engineering and reorientation of the mindset of the people, helping to guide them make informed choices, imbibing tolerance and respect for dissenting views, peaceful coexistence, and seeing themselves as both the governed and government.
You see, there are governors and there are governors. Governor Okowa has proved that he is the people's governor. You see, he is seen to it that very essential amenities are provided for the people. It's a governor that deserves to be brought back to power at the expiration of his present term of office.
Governor Okowa is one of the best governors I love, and he has done a lot of work in his state. He has empowered so many youths, he has empowered the women. We're always watching him over the television. So he has done very well.
He's done great with infrastructure, he's done great with health, he's done great with education. He's a very charming guy. The way he prays, I mean, I'm confused now. He's either going to be a priest, a bishop, or he's going to be a singer. We're going to call them the Okowa Express.
In this regard, the Okowa-led administration set up the Directorate of Orientation, headed by Eugene Uzom Esquire. Speaking with Smart Delta Media, Ozom sheds light on the efforts of government at redirecting the energy of the people towards public good.
The government of Delta State very much understands that the mentality of the people is very critical in terms of governance, which means when the government and the governed are on the same page, governance becomes a lot easier. We have peace in the oil-producing regions is a result of the government sensitization. The various town hall meetings that His Excellency, the Deputy Governor and his crew, the committee, has been able to carry out in the creeks, right inside the creeks. They also came in to do it in the hinterland. So the mentality of the people have been shored up. The issue of courtism, we've been able to take it from the primary school, we cut them young, to the secondary school, then to the tertiary institutions. So the mileage is a reflection of the peace we have here in Delta State.
As the good people of Delta States march on, approaching the twilight of the first tenure of the Okowa-led administration, their hopes and expectations are that the government will not rest on its oars, but rather work with the maxim that reward for hard work is more work.
Come to Delta State, come and see the good things where Okowa they do. You better run, come to Delta State, come and see the good things where Okowa they do. I see your job and work creation in Delta, make the youth say them higher. Okowa, I see good roads everywhere in Delta, make the people say them cola. Come live in Delta, say me I say, come invest in Delta. Come explore the potentials of our state.